So Tennessee has really just outdone itself, and this is beyond the redistricting thing and all that that's going on. As you all know, this week, Tennessee did the redistricting thing, basically diluting the votes of every black person in the city of Memphis.
Just in case you had any doubt about how gangster the MAGA movement can be, let me give you a local and state of Tennessee example.
Then a day or so later, they removed every single black lawmaker off of any committee and any subcommittee. Actually, they removed every single Democrat, but that included, of course, the black lawmakers.
And the school system being taken over, pay the salary of this appointed board that's appointed by the state and wasn't elected and can override any decision. And what's particularly
Natural born hustlers.
Will you lead me to paradise?
So Tennessee has really just outdone itself, and this is beyond the redistricting thing and all that that's going on. As you all know, this week, Tennessee did the redistricting thing, basically diluting the votes of every black person in the city of Memphis. Then a day or so later, they removed every single black lawmaker off of any committee and any subcommittee. Actually, they removed every single Democrat, but that included, of course, the black lawmakers for the reason of protesting the redistricting. No other reason. But now this just happened. Knox County School Libraries is removing Alex Haley's Roots, one of the most important pieces of literature, period, from their school library. This book doesn't have any themes other than the fact that it talks about slavery and what happened. This is the total whitewashing of the state of Tennessee. It is absolutely abysmal. As somebody who lives in this state, I don't support this. I don't approve this book, this movie. Everything about it is incredible, and students should know it. And in addition to that, parents should be the ones policing what their kids read, not government officials. Anyways, as always, drop your thoughts about this one in the comments. Make sure to follow for updates if you don't already. But I have no idea what my state's going to do next.
Just in case you had any doubt about how gangster the MAGA movement can be, let me give you a local and state of Tennessee example. Our MAGA supermajority legislature passed a bill this past year for the state to take over the largest school system in the state of Tennessee. That's the Memphis and Shelby County school system. They hate the word takeover. They say it's an oversight board. But what they did in the legislation is they created a 9-member board appointed by the lieutenant governor and the speaker of the House, none of whom live in Memphis or Shelby County. And they gave them the power to override any decision by the elected school board, the 9-member elected school board. That includes budgetary and personnel issues, as well as policy issues. And because they're going to have to work so hard to override the decisions of the elected school board, the state, in its wisdom, the MAGA legislature, gave this 9-member appointed board a salary. They gave them each a salary equal to the same amount that an elected member of the school board receives, about $30,000 a year. Not a lot of money, but nevertheless, we've now doubled that. But not only that, and here comes the gangster part. Over 4 years, the amount of that salary will be over $1 million for those 9 members. And I say 4 years because that's the projected time of the oversight / takeover in the legislation. So this $1 million that has to be paid to the members of this 9-member takeover board is not coming from the state of Tennessee. The state's requiring that the school board and the school system being taken over pay the salary of this appointed board that's appointed by the state and wasn't elected and can override any decision. And what's particularly egregious is that one of the biggest complaints about the Memphis and Shelby County school system is how they waste taxpayer dollars, allegedly, and that those funds should be going to the classroom. And the state, however, is taking those funds that should be going to the classroom and saying, pay our duplicative board so that they can tell you what you should do. That's pretty gangster.
Yo, your boy Scholy, welcome back to another episode of NBA's TV, Not You Born Hustlers TV. And I just wanted to bring this to y'all attention today, man. Tennessee been coming up on my timeline a whole bunch. And Tennessee's one of those places where a lot goes on, especially with the black community. And you just see how they treat the black community versus the white community. It seems like they trying to really whitewash Tennessee. And don't get me wrong, Tilly needs some type of help. When you look at Memphis and I never even been to Memphis, but the things that I see about Memphis and how they carry, man, that mug like a third world country. I don't know how they do it, but not let alone that BS from the black community. Now you got the white community taking over, and they just passing these laws, and they just pulling the wool over our eyes, because they feel like we so busy focused on killing each other and doing all the bad stuff. So they just take advantage of it. And at some point, as Americans, we need to stand up together. And I'm happy that they are bringing these type of things to our attention. As you can see, both of these guys are white. Where is the black people at? And I have seen a couple videos of black people standing up for the whole Tennessee thing. And it's just kind of getting crazy, man. But we really need to see what we can do as Americans to help them out to get some type of control over their system, because as you see, they losing their voting rights, they losing their school system, and they put all these different type of systems in play to confuse the people. You done put a committee over a committee, but paying them the same and taking the money from it's then they're like money launderers. Like, y'all trying to help the people or what? And then on top of that, you got people doing this that don't even live in the district. How that's supposed to work? I thought when it comes to public sectors and public jobs that you have to live in the district. I know for far as policing, you have to. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know about doctors, but it's certain things like with the school and public spaces, you have to be a part of the community, and they letting these people take over these community that's not even a part of the community. So it's kind of crazy, man. We keep y'all updated on this whole situation and see what's going on in Tennessee, man. We need to help them out. But it's your boy Scholy, and to meet again, my friend. I'm out.